Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, guys, the most recent trailer for Pokémon Scarlet and Violet has just been released, and I thought we'd go through it like we did with the last one. And I'm quite chuffed with how a lot of my predictions for the last one turned out to actually be true, and things that are actually going to be in the game. And this is all other Pokemon games news, but then we get to the main meat, which is the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer, and we start off with Fuecoco, Sprigatito, and Quaxley over here in lovely costumes. I think it's an adorable change to the usual. And off they waddle, with Fuecoco being the derpy one, left behind.
Next up, an update on the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games.
Alright, so it's very interesting what they choose to have in the background over there. Some Ultra Beasts. One wonders why. You also have Latios and Latios, the Muse, Tyranitar over there, Shaman, of course the new starters, and a whole bunch of Pikachus and a Glaceon. Interesting. Now, I know that this is going to be a Pokemon that's a version exclusive in the game. There's a special mechanic that comes in. I have already watched this, so this is going to be a more detailed analysis. So I wonder if this has any... There's also a Meowth there. Another Meowth regional form? Alright, let's see. No voices still. That's a shame. Okay, so we start off with a very, very tall cliff here with an Arcanine and some Growlithe running through the grass. Very, very simple. What was that Pokemon? Let's just restart it here quickly. There's for a split second in the corner there. Ah, Sourcebug. Oh, we haven't had Sourcebug for ages in the game. Also, the different. This is the autumnal version, so I wonder if seasons are back in the game in some way. Then we transition to Houndour and Houndoom. And then when I first saw this, I flipped out. Regional Wooper. Revealed in this way. But I really like the little Whoopie boys. They're so cute. Then we got some Snorunt over there and a couple of Gyarados, this time in the ocean, unlike in the sky in Arceus. We also got Murkrow and Hornscrow. And then we have this major building, which I'm guessing is the Pokemon League. But then there's like this weird treehouse thing on top of it too. I'm not entirely sure on what seems to be a geodesic dome of some sort over there. All very, very interesting.
Attention, please. Today,
And then we get to see the main sort of idea of this game is that you're part of a school, which is interesting, of all different age groups over there, but the main character is about like the middle of the ages.
we begin.
And my prediction from the last time, the legendaries will be rideable. Now, while I thought this might be some sort of post-game thing, it appears not. It appears they're going to be rideable right from the start, which is really cool.
The treasure hunt. Travel across Paldea.
Yep, there we go. You can see you call him sort of like you would call a ride Pokemon in Alola. Giraffe rig over there. So, no regional giraffe rig, guys. There's the normal one. But one thing that gets me is why doesn't he use his wheels? He runs on his legs.
Get to know the region.
And there we saw a Sourcebuck in another season version. So that was very interesting. Let's just go back a little bit there. As you can see, it's in the summer version here. So does it just change by areas or have they brought seasons back? And it's climbing mountains, it can jump over wild Pokemon, and it can fly. Really cool. I wonder if those different forms will unlock as you go, or they'll just be available from the start.
The rich culture.
Alright, so we get to see a bit more close up of this treehouse here, whatever that is about. Also get to see a library there for a split second. Yeah, you can see some trainers hanging out there. Oh my gosh, I would love to be in a library this big. A little Psyduck in the corner, which is absolutely adorable. And here we see some kids studying at the school. And a sunflora, which is very, very poorly textured. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love the look of this game so far, but when I see things that don't look quite right, I'm gonna point them out. And this sunflora, okay. And here we have a little Meowth lane or avenue over here, and we have some vending machines. So it looks like vending machines are back. Can't quite make out what's on these signs though. It also looks like a coffee shop, like from X and Y. And this also looks like a specialty shop, something very watery themed though. And we have a bit more of a further out shot there. So you go up a wide stairs to get to the space. I think maybe this is the school you go to and not the Pokemon League. Bear in mind, guys, I haven't watched anybody else's reaction to this, so if they've figured out something, rather go with their choices. You got a girl playing with two fletchlings there. We also get another glimpse of a brand new Pokemon, which is absolutely adorable. Usually I don't go too crazy for food-based Pokemon, but these little ones are just cuties. Oh, we see them rolling along. I really love the texturing on that Pineco. Right over here. I love the little texturing details on it. It's so cool. And then we also see Beartech with some Cubchews over here. Very cute. Pikachus. And then the area, they're looking very excited. Pachirisu over there. Here's hats, so trainer customization, as we know, is part of the game. It looks like in the first area, though, you'll only be able to change your hat, like it was in X and Y. There's a food store, too, with eating out and all sorts. And then we have a very excited trainer over here. Couple of other people. All sorts of different trainers. Don't really think there's anything too pressing until we get to this tower here, which is a very interesting structure. And we see there's sort of like this depression in the land, or this quarry, I would imagine this would be, going down into the ground, and there's a vehicle over there. Showing through the different types of people. There's the gym leader. Now, this is actually a guy. I know, very feminine looking, but they refer to him as he. And I absolutely love the design of this vehicle. So over the top. And the first time I saw it, I was like, what? Well, what? It's really cool. Motoring along there. Sprigatito. Alright, and that's going from the house, but in a completely different outfit. Looks like you'll be able to customize some things right from the start, unless this is a bit later, seeing as he has got his Pokemon with him already. And then we can see the multiplayer, which looks so awesome, them all lining up. Can just imagine races you could have on your Pokemon's back. And there's something very interesting. So I want to go back a little bit here. We see them with a Rotom phone making a return, also going into a cave, and there seems to be some sort of glowing mushroom over here, or glowing plant of some sort. From the top of the tower there. Now this makes me really happy because Sylveon's confirmed and Sylveon's my favorite Pokemon. But also this seems to be some sort of like your whole team out with you, all 6 Pokemon like you had in Arceus, where you could take all your Pokemon out together just to hang out, which is a very awesome feature if they've brought that back. That would be pretty cool. They're showing trading there. And battling. And the new form, I said there was something special about that thing at the end, and this is what it was. Not quite Mega Evolution, but it's certainly going to be interesting for battles. Making the Pokemon all crystalline. And we can see them doing some sort of transformation there.
Let the treasure hunt begin.
Alright. Very cool. And then they go into a bit more explanation over here, and they show some unique shots.
Get a clearer picture of your adventures to come in the Paldea region. I'd like to dive a little deeper into the information presented, so let's take a closer look together, shall we?
Alright, let's do so. So, first of all, we get the sweeping shot. So I would imagine you can surf in this water here. Well, not surf, but ride your ride Pokemon in this area over here. But not in that, I would imagine. Or maybe just up to a certain degree.
The newest titles in the Pokémon series are the Pokémon Scarlet and
And we see the
Pokémon
version
Violet
differences.
games. These titles will be open world RPGs, a first for the Pokémon series.
Alright, we see the Pokemon Center over here in the snowy mountains. They'll have like a sort of beacon above them. I guess it makes them easier to see.
Sprawling landscapes and vibrant towns weave together.
Another shot of a town over here with a storefront. Also a bakery over there and a coffee shop. Looks like they're going for much more traditional types of shops, which is interesting.
Paldea region.
Paldea, the name of our new
Your
region.
new adventure will unfold. These are the legendary Pokémon, Koraidon and Miraidon.
Which one do you think you guys are going to go for?
Them as a partner in your adventure. Climb on. And together you'll
I'm
dive
leaning
deep,
towards Scarlet at the moment.
move across water, and glide through the sky. Your partner can change forms as needed while you explore every nook and cranny of the region with them.
We see him running along here through the fence, and we see over there. The render distance doesn't seem too bad in this game, although vegetation seems to be cut off quite a bit. This interests me, a story you weave as you desire. Also, we get the full version of the map there, guys. You can see that Kalos would be right over here. So that's very cool. But yeah, so that's the whole region laid out for us.
You will be enrolling at a certain academy as a student.
Get another shot of the awesome library. We also see some Sinistea and Poltergeists over here. Alright, not too bad.
And a special independent study project awaits you. The Treasure Hunt. Through it, you'll embark on a journey to find treasure of your own, here in Paldea. Three grand
I would imagine that has to do with the new mechanic. But also, this idea of three main stories interests me. I wonder what the other two stories are.
revolve around the familiar gym battles. You'll go to 8 Pokémon gyms and aim for the champion rank. In these games, there is no set path you must take when challenging the gyms.
This is really cool to me. We've waited for this for so long to be able to go to the gyms in any order we want to. It's going to be so much fun to see how each individual person tackles it. Of course, there'll be the optimal route you should take. People will work out, oh, you should go to this one and then that. But you can do it however you want, which is awesome.
Chart your very own course along Victory Road.
I like that they made a land whale. They already had a land shark. Now they got a land whale.
The other 2 stories you'll experience hold many surprises and discoveries as well. Which story
Go, go, Tinskidoo!
will you begin with? How will you progress through them? It is all up to you.
Alrighty, a cast of characters.
Professor Sada and Professor Churro, research legends.
The two
passed
hot
on in
professors.
Paldea region. Mr. Clavel is the director of the academy.
And the
of
school
Defense.
teacher.
And Mr. Jacques is your homeroom teacher who teaches biology.
Very flamboyant.
You'll have your battle-loving friend, Nimona. And you'll meet Arvin, an upperclassman and a great cook.
He looks very intense.
There's also Penny, a shy student in your
I'm assuming this is going to become this version's Marnie.
grade. There are gym leaders too, like Grusha, the ice-type gym leader. The people you meet in Paldea are sure to enrich your adventures.
Very interesting trainer designs.
Many different species of Pokémon, also called the Paldea region.
Here we see some Rotom hanging up. I'm sure there'll be lots of nice little touches like this with just Pokemon hanging out. There seems to be in the trailer, but they might just be focusing on that. But I hope that there is in the game, because it adds so much more life to the world.
Home. This Pokémon is the Paldean regional form of Wooper.
Little whoopy boy.
On the land and covers its body with a poisonous film.
That means there's going to be a Quagsire too. Oh, look at them.
Delightfully squishy Pokémon.
Fidos.
To the touch. And here's Cetitan, which has a large body and a hard horn that can freeze itself.
I really love the new names for these Pokemon.
We also have the Pokémon from which you'll choose your first partner. Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. Enjoy meeting lots of Pokémon. And complete your Pokédex as part of your adventure.
Now this is very interesting. The Pokédex seems to be books that you fill into a library. And if that's the case, I'm going to be loving it. I've already completed my Pokédex, so if I can just import it in and see all those books get filled in the library, oh my goodness. Just amazingness. And it looks like the photo mode is back. So you'll be able to take photos with your friends if they join you, which is just so cool.
By using the
And yep, that's what the yellow thing was for.
Union Circle, you can enjoy co-op play with up to 3 friends. You can go look for Pokémon you haven't yet discovered. Or even ride together to race across the map. Enjoy all the Paldea region.
Now, this is very interesting. I wonder what this is. Looks like some kind of cheese, maybe? Or dairy product of some sort?
Has to offer with family and friends.
And it looks like you'll be able to do a double battle, which is really cool. But you've always been able to battle with your friends. What I mean is like in the game itself without going to a separate mode to do it. Now, this is going to be hard for me to pronounce. Terrestrialize.
The terrestrial phenomenon.
Terrestrial.
Pokémon shine like gems.
Very American pronunciation. Oh, wow. I love the shimmer effect of it. Yeah, they got the crystal effect down. Looks really cool. Although the big head things do tend to look a bit goofy, but I understand the gameplay function of it. It needs to be big so you notice it. The fact that you can change type with it is going to make so many Pokemon that previously weren't viable now. I'm actually going to be watching the competitive scene in this generation just for that reason, because it should be so much more interesting.
Typically remain normal type after terastallizing, but there could be Eevee that become grass or water type after terastallizing.
Vaporeon and Leafeon.
We hope you'll try to catch Pokemon with rare Terra types.
Why I said that is because I was checking. Is that one of the types that Eevee didn't have access to as an evolution? Maybe they're hinting? Because they really need to add more evolutions.
Pokemon that have rare Terra types are more likely to appear in Terra raid battles.
So this is how they're doing the Dynamax raid battles.
You can challenge Terra Pokemon in these battles with up to 3 other trainers. This is a new kind of raid.
So that's a water type.
Or heal with your own timing without having to wait for your allies. Try to cooperate with your allies to get the upper hand in these battles.
And they got all grass types.
After you successfully defeat a Terra Pokemon, you'll get the opportunity to catch it for yourself.
So that type circle we saw in the other trailer makes a whole lot more sense now.
We've kept all the things you love about Pokémon, while evolving the adventure you can have in Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet.
I really love that line. We've kept all the things you love while evolving the adventure. They have to a great extent, except for the old gimmicks. They haven't brought those back as far as we can tell. Maybe they still have, like Mega Evolution and Z moves, but who knows?
We hope you look forward to the day you set out on your adventure.
It looks like it's going to be very, very cool games.
The Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games are available to pre-order.
Alright, so let's come over here now to the web page. Because as always, they always put extra news on the web page. The sprawling landscapes and vibrant towns woven into the Paldea region. Your adventure takes place in the Paldea region, a land of vast open spaces dotted with lakes, towering peaks, wastelands, and perilous mountain ranges. Along the way, all sorts of trainers will be adventuring and honing their skills with Pokemon battles. You can find lots of people and Pokemon living together in a variety of locations, ranging from a farming village with bountiful harvests to a port town with a bustling marketplace. There are also Pokemon living in the treetops, rivers, and all sorts of other locations in the wilderness, and they're all just waiting to meet you. And here we see the map of the region, guys. How cool does it look? There seems to be a little area completely like cut off by mountains. I'm wondering if that's for some sort of post game. Also, we got the very, very tall mountain with a very clear path leading up to it over here, a little village, a river winding down here. Oh, there's just so many cool locations to explore. And in the middle of it all, what seems to be a swirling vortex of clouds. What could that all be about? I don't know too much about Spain, but I do know that that does not exist in our version of Spain and Portugal. So this would be the Portugal type area, and this rest of this would be Spain. So this is really cool getting to see all of this, and our first taste of the Mediterranean in Pokemon 2, which is so cool. Alright, and they've got some more images there that we've seen. Your adventuring companion, the Rotom Phone, a must-have for traveling the Paldea region. The Rotom Phone has several apps and features that will come in handy during your adventures. This time, the Pokédex will be loaded on the Rotom Phone as an app. Your map will also be an app on your Rotom Phone. You'll be able to see a map of the entire Paldea region in the Map app, which will naturally show your current location. You'll see all kinds of information, like nearby towns, Pokemon centers, and wild Pokemon. Stationary rotation map. That I find interesting. So you can rotate the map, I'm guessing? And there's also some other features you can do, and there's a northward location. A compass, you could say. The mainstay of Pokemon trainers, the outdoor Pokemon Center. Adventuring in the vast Paldea region won't be a walk in the park. In order to battle Pokemon trainers and catch wild Pokemon, you'll need to rest your Pokemon and get Pokeballs to catch more Pokemon. To support Pokemon trainers, there are many outdoor Pokemon centers scattered about Paldea. Trainers can easily find Pokemon centers even from far away. Pokemon centers light up at night, and each of them has a Pokeball sign on the roof. Very cool. And of course, the traditional Pokemon right next to the Pokemon Center. Still not too sure what the green is though, although it does have a Wi-Fi symbol. So it must have something to do with Wi-Fi? Maybe for trading? Depending on the version of the game you have, the Pokemon that appear will differ. There are several differences between Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and one such difference is the species of Pokemon that appear. For example, Larvitar and Stonjourner that appear in Pokemon Scarlet, while Bagon and Eiscue appear in Pokemon Violet. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are available to play in the following languages. Wonderful selection of languages down there. Now, it's interesting that these two and these two were chosen. What is the significance of this? Now, Scarlet was supposed to be the more prehistoric version and Violet the more modern version. I guess you can kinda see that in the Pokemon here. These definitely fit the prehistoric, but I don't know about these fitting the modern so much. I guess you could argue the head is carved and he's supposed to represent like a glider plane, but I don't know. Let's go back over here now. New forms discovered for the legendary Pokemon Koraidon and Miraidon. See, here they're using it as a bike. He's not using his legs. Maybe you can unlock a foster mode and he actually uses the bike wheels. During your adventure, you will meet the legendary Pokemon, either Koraidon or Miraidon, and it will join you on your journey. Koraidon and Miraidon are full of mystery, and are said to have power that far surpasses that of other Pokemon. It seems Koraidon and Miraidon have even more forms than those we've already discovered. These Pokemon are capable of changing their forms to better suit what they are doing, or what terrain they're traveling over, even scaling sheer cliff rock faces, apparently. Ride these legendary Pokemon to embark on unrestricted adventure. Ride your legendary Pokemon to traverse the expansive Paldea region and explore every nook and cranny together. Sprint through plains and deserts, move across water, scale cliffs, cross hills, and glide off peaks. Enjoy a fresh and liberating adventure that only an open world can provide. Meet a variety of people and Pokemon alongside your legendary Pokemon, and seek out the mysteries that await you in Paldea. Sprinting build, drive mode. Traveling through Paldea on foot can be quite the hassle. If you learn how to ride sprinting build Koraidon or drive mode Miraidon, learn how to ride. You'll be able to traverse the expansive Paldea region more freely and at full speed. Sprinting build, it may look like a motorcycle, but it uses its powerful legs to run on all fours. Drive mode, Miraidon accelerates by generating energy in its tail and throat, which transforms into wheel-like rings. Swimming build, aquatic mode. On your adventure, you'll be able to jump into rivers, lakes, and vibrant oceans to approach the Pokemon that live there, or cross perilous waters in a snap by riding swimming build Koraidon or aquatic mode Miraidon. Swimming build Koraidon. Koraidon floats, making its throat into a flotation device, and it propels itself by spreading a membrane between its toes and paddling through the water. Miraidon propels itself by rotating its rings, but also uses the jet engines on its legs to move forward on the water. Gliding build, glide mode. You can jump from mountains, towering cliffs, or tall buildings and glide towards your destination. Not only does this offer you more options when choosing what to do, but you can also freely glide around and enjoy a view that you can only see from the Paldean skies. Koraidon unravels the twisted tendrils on its head, forming wings to catch the air and glide through the skies. The antennae on Miraidon's head extend and spread a membrane of energy to glide through the skies. Very cool. Now, let's have a look at some of the new Pokemon. So, we got the standards that we've already had a look at. We've also got Cetitan. So, Cetacean, Titan. I love its design. It's really cool. It's a pure ice type, which previously would have meant it wasn't too great to use, but with the new feature, it could become any type you want. It's got Thick Fat and Slush Rush as an ability. Interesting. The Terra Whale, Land Whale, Pokemon. Strong muscles and thick blubber. Cetitan need to have tough muscles to be able to support their immense bodies, and physical attacks using their bodies have incredible power. They also migrate around the snowy regions, protected by the thick layer of subcutaneous? I'm guessing? Fat? The horn on the upper jaw freezes the surroundings. A Cetitan has 5 hard horns. Among them, the horn on the upper jaw, that one, is able to gather ice energy, making the surrounding temperature extremely low and freezing the area around the Pokemon. Very cool. After Cetitan, we have Fido. I absolutely love its design and its name. It's really cute. Fido's moist, smooth skin has elastic qualities, and is both firm and soft at the same time. When these Pokemon become excited, they imitate their opponents by puffing up their bodies to appear bigger. Fido ferments things in its vicinity, using the yeast in its breath. Said yeast is useful for cooking, so this Pokemon has been protected by people since long ago. A baker's best friend. And then we've got Paldean Wooper. Poison fish Pokemon. Poison ground. Oh, Fido was fairy type, by the way. They live on the land and cover their bodies with a poisonous film. In ancient times, Wooper lived underwater in the Paldea region, but it seems after losing in a struggle for territory, they began living in bogs on land. To keep from drying out while living on land, they began to cover their bodies with a poisonous film. These Whoopers gills have hardened thanks to living on land for so long. Their bodies are heavy and they move slowly, but they can protect themselves by shooting powerful poisonous liquid from their gills. You may see poison Pokemon in areas where these Whooper live. Nice attention to detail. And more Pokemon coming soon, of course. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching my little analysis. Oh, wait, we've still got the characters to have a look at. So these are the new characters. We've got Arvin. Arvin is an upperclassman at the academy. He's good at cooking and researching healthy recipes that can help Pokemon feel better. He'll be asking you to help him out since he isn't good at Pokemon battles. Then we've got Clavel. He acts as the director of the academy, and since you're a new student, he will teach you many things about your school. He can be strict, but he can also be kind. He seems to be a friend of Professor Sada and Professor Turo. Grusha. Grusha used to be a professional snowboarder, but he is now the gym leader of the Glacedo Gym full-time. He is an ice-type specialist who has Titan as his partner. He is usually cool-headed, but when battles get heated, he starts showing the emotions he usually keeps pushed down. We got Jacques. Mr. Jacques is your homeroom teacher, and he teaches biology. He is very knowledgeable about Pokemon biology, and is the developer of the Pokédex app for the Rotom phone. He has a slightly airheaded side to him, and he sometimes loses himself in his research. Alright, guys, and then we've got Penny. Penny is in the same grade as you. She has a bit of a shy personality, and for some reason, she doesn't seem to come out to the academy very often. She's especially fond of her fluffy Eevee bag, and always has it on her back. Okay, guys, and that is it for this summary of the new news. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any thoughts or theories, let me know down in the comments. As always, my name is Athais. Good night, God bless, bye for now.